College of Law at The Ohio State University.
Thanks very much. Catherine is, as usual, a master of the details. What I'm going to try to do in my remarks is focus on the big picture in terms of the substance of the plan, the process that was followed, and where we go next. Now, last week, at the time that this new congressional redistricting plan was announced, Representative Huffman called this a Christmas gift for Ohioans. We can only assume he was joking. The state legislature has left nothing but a big lump of coal in the stockings of all Ohio's citizens. And the only one with a gift under their tree this year are a few politicians and the party that is dominant in Ohio at the moment. To summarize the problems with this new map, HB 369. First, as Catherine noted, it is not compact. In fact, these districts are slightly less compact on the whole than the previously approved plan, HB 319. The new map does not respect community boundaries, including county and municipal boundaries. It splits many counties. Third, this map is not competitive. There are no highly competitive districts, and there's really just one district in this map that is even marginally more competitive than under the previously approved map. Fourth, and finally, this map is not fair. It preserves the 12-4 Republican-Democratic split in a state that is roughly split down the middle between Republicans and Democrats. In sum, this new map is not materially better than the one that was approved earlier this year. Let me turn now to process. What we've learned in the past week or two is that the process that was followed by the legislature in drawing this map is actually even worse than we thought at the time. We know that the public hearings were a farce, that the real work was being done in back rooms, in fact in a hotel room that was secretly rented by Republicans who were drawing the map. We also know that the shots were being called by Team Boehner, at one point even carving out part of one district so that a big donor's corporate headquarters could be included. It hasn't gotten any better with HB 369. This new plan was announced and voted on the same day, signed by the governor the next day. And the fact that Republicans and some Democrats colluded in enacting this plan doesn't make it any better. There was no opportunity for public review and comment on this plan before it was enacted into law. This is a disgrace to our democracy, and the fact that this was a sweetheart deal between Republicans and some Democrats doesn't make it any better. But the legislators who voted for this law might say, well, we've got this legislative task force that's supposed to look at redistricting reform. This is nothing more than a gag gift, a white elephant, and in the end, nothing more than a cruel joke on the people of Ohio. We know that generally these task forces don't work. They're often used as a device to excuse inaction, and that's exactly what's happening here. And even if, miraculously, Democrats and Republicans were able to come together and agree to some sort of redistricting form, well, we've seen what happens when the two parties get together in a back room and make a deal. It's not much better than when one party does it alone. So here's what we need. We need. Yeah, sure.
Anybody got an extra pen? I just ran out of
You can use mine, Joe.
I'll give it right back.
Sure. So what we need is accountability. We need real accountability to the people of Ohio. We need an independent citizens commission to draw new lines in 2013 for the 2014 elections, and then every decade after the census thereafter. And we're going to need an initiative constitutional amendment to make that a reality. It's very clear at this point that the state legislature can neither be trusted to draw the lines or to propose meaningful redistricting reform. Now, some of us, including Professor Gunther and I, have been hard at work along with Jim Slagle of the Ohio Campaign for Accountable Redistricting, who is on a much-deserved vacation right now. Some of us have been working for several weeks to draft an initiative constitutional amendment. That work is very far along. But I think those of you who cover direct democracy initiatives and referendum in this state know that to get something enacted, what it's ultimately going to take is money. It's going to take money to get this process started, to collect the signatures, and ultimately to get it enacted into law. And that is our next step.